Skraby had so many highlights to choose from today, couldn't find one as we get underway here.
It's a nice feeling, Chris.
It is a rarity. It is, Skraby, to have a lot to choose from after a game like that today. Welcome into Gwynn and Chris, everybody. A little midweek edition here, and everybody feeling a little better about things after the Padres salvage. And I think that has to be the word there.
That's funny because I used that in my YouTube title.
It was a salvage job out there. 6-1 victory over the Cardinals today. And so they get one before they leave town, and the road trip now stands at 3-3 as they head to Texas for the weekend. They'll have a day off tomorrow, but we're with you for the next 3 hours, and then Skraby, he's going to extend it on past that for an extra hour of the Skraby Chronicles, an hour of the Skraby Chronicles. So we got you covered here for a while. We are going to talk, a lot of Padres, of course. We got notes on a scorecard coming up later on. You can actually watch the program on YouTube, but only if I sign on to the StreamYard webpage here.
Well, it's playing now, but I'm waiting for you so I don't look so lonely.
Yes,
on the
I'm not there.
There
you got the whole screen to yourself.
Hold on, there we
are.
There
look
we
out!
go.
I got my salmon colored shirt. You like this
Chris
one?
has been debuting some new shirts in the last couple days.
Yeah, wife's been out shopping a little bit, and so I'm trying to throw some new stuff into the fray.
It took me by surprise yesterday because you don't usually wear. Neither do I. I don't wear new clothes either. But I was like, man, you're looking sharp.
Well, I usually have the same. Here's my dressing code to my wife's everlasting dismay. My dressing code is most important, comfort.
Yes.
Second most important, comfort. Third most important, loose fitting and comfort. After that, maybe I get into appropriate wear, and then I get into, maybe how it looks. But you can take me to the most fun activity of all, name whatever that might be in your mind out there. But if I'm wearing a belt, and if I'm wearing a shirt that is just a little restricting,
I'm with you.
I will have the worst time ever.
I'm with you.
Right? No matter where we go. So, that's just always been my, and it's probably been like that to my detriment for pretty much my whole life. I dress probably, if you had to rate my dressing ability in one word, I think the word would be poor. But I'm willing to, give it up so that I can, move my arms around a little bit.
I get it. I used to work in a bank,
kind of way it is.
Guess what? I had to wear a suit every single day.
Yeah, I had a job, one job with the Gulls as a PR director, and our general manager, Don Waddell, was a Midwest guy, and he required a tie every day to work. And I will say I got used to it after a while. I found some collared shirts that weren't too tight. And I never cinched my tie all the way up to here.
I hate the tie.
Kept the tie kind of loose there. So I figured out a way around it. But yeah, that's me. So
the tie also keeps in all of the hot air, so I get more warm.
I'm feeling exactly. And well, here was what we're getting off on a tangent, but you know what? We can wait and talk about this great Padre game for an extra minute. I used to work out in the morning before work, which I do now, but it's a little different story.
Oh, yeah. People have actually been concerned about your swimming. Is everything okay with swimming?
Why?
Because they said that they were worried that you weren't going to get your swimming in every day, even if you did use another pool.
Oh, no, the pool. No, my swimming's fine.
Sounds good.
I swim 3 times a week.
Hear
so
that,
I'm
chat?
good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're good on the swimming. But I used to play racquetball with some of the hockey players and some of the front office people with the Gulls. And we would meet down at this gym down by the sports arena where the hockey offices were. I think they still might be. I don't know where the Gulls offices are, but when I worked for the Gulls, the offices were right there at the sports arena. So we meet at a gym at like 6:00. Now we'd play racquetball for an hour and a half. Well, what does that do? You're sweating like crazy at the end of racquetball.
I know.
So then you take a shower, right? For
at
like 20 minutes at the gym. And then you change into a tie and a long sleeve shirt.
No.
and you sweat your way over to work. It is the most uncomfortable feeling on earth.
Yeah, I can't do that either.
So, I don't know how people do it. I believe, and this is a theory of mine, Skraby, and anybody out there listening, if you know people that work on Wall Street, people that are big-time bankers and, those kind of people and stock option guys and, the real money makers and the people that, always are dressed in that Armani suit with the, the pocket scarf.
Pocket square,
Yeah.
A little, maybe a pocket watch.
I have a theory that those people are not necessarily great at what they do in the regards we think. What they are great at is that they can wear a suit and tie and cufflinks without sweating and without being uncomfortable. So it's easy for them to get into that get up every morning and leave the house and go.
Yeah, I'm not like that.
I could never do it.
Me neither. When we went to New York,
if I was given the job tomorrow, Adam said, "That's it, no more. You're no more down there." But the good news, Chris, you're not doing their sports, but I got you a $250,000 a year job. All you have to do is show up down here in Mission Valley at the office with your 3-piece suit and tie on every morning. I'd go, no, I couldn't do it.
You would be crazy to say no, but
right. But you see what I mean? I'd be miserable.
I mean, when we went to New York and we took the subway to the Padres Mets game, it was so hot and humid in there. I imagined myself being like a New York employee in a suit in the subway.
Yeah.
Zero chance I would ever be clean or smell good.
How do these guys get down to Wall Street every morning?
I have no idea.
In the middle of summer.
I guess they take their helicopters
when it's 97 degrees.
It's crazy.
So you people that can do that, kudos to you. But I'm on the other side.
Me too.
I can't do it.
Me
I can't do it. Got to be. And I will say one last thing. Broadcasting, TV, announcing, radio. When I started, broadcasters, especially on TV, had to wear a tie. That was just the automatic, what you wore. When you watch Don and Mud now, they're about 50-50.
Yeah.
And I've never asked Mark Grant this, but I'll bet you dollars to donuts he likes the 50% of the time they're wearing a relaxed golf shirt.
Rule. They have a rule. If it's above a certain temperature at the game, then
they're allowed to wear the golf
relaxed shirt. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Enough of that. But
Tony's one of those. Tony sweats.
Tony doesn't like it.
Great.
But he's just, he's too stylish to not to wear the suit and wear it well. All right. You know what? I know a lot of people out there are like,
whatever.
No, I think some of them are whatever, but I think a lot of people are like, totally, I get you. I think they get that.
Yes.
I think they get that. All right. What happened today in St. Louis was what was supposed to be happening all year. That's my breakdown of what happened today, right? 14 hits. That tied a season high, by the way. It's only the third time all year they've had that many. They haven't had more. Fernando gets 3 hits. Hits 2 balls off the fence, drives in 2 runs. Jackson Merrill, 3 hits, a home run. This is what we were supposed to be seeing on a semi-regular basis. Unfortunately, as good as it felt to watch this today, we're kind of only getting this about once a month.
Yeah.
So we have to find a way to, do this a little more often. But yeah, it was great. Traffic all over the place. Guys on base, stealing bases with it. He steal 3, hit the home run, had extra base hits today. Got a couple of key hits with 2 outs. Got a couple of times they didn't get the key hit. But you know what? When you only have like 3 chances to score and then you go 0 for 3, it kills you. When you have 14 at bats with runners in scoring position, it's okay to make an out 10 times. And that's what they did today. They were 4 for 14 with runners in scoring position, but we didn't notice it because they just had traffic every inning, good at bats. They were heading the count, hitting the ball hard, hitting it the other way. And, for one day at least, it looked like, I think, what everybody envisioned. And we can say that and, hope that this is a recording. You hope it's kind of the start of something.
No, I said that to Sam in the back.
Yeah.
I was like, I can't keep saying that because I've said it so many times that I don't even believe it anymore. Yeah. I liked what I saw in the first inning, though. They took advantage of the situation. Manny, instead of doing too much, sack fly, get on the board first. I feel like that's very important for this team.
It doesn't hurt, and it didn't hurt that for a change, after they scored, they did not immediately give the lead back.
Yes.
Bradley Rodriguez survived a line drive, which almost took his head off.
Yeah, that was bad.
But got out of the first inning unscathed. Griffin Canning, I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say he's still a work in progress because this is kind of his extended spring training. But he drives me crazy. He's behind in the count all the time. It's always 3-0 with this guy. It's always 3-1. He walks 3. He leads, leadoff hitter. It's just, he got through it today. So I'm happy for him. He got his first win as a Padre. Let's leave it at that. But yeah, let's put it this way. I'm not exactly thrilled and excited to see him pitch the next time around, until he can get a little command of what he's doing out there. But look, I thought Kyle Hart had a really important contribution today. And, Jason Adam to me is still struggling.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't either. He got one hard hit ball that turned into a double play, so that saved him. But look, regardless, we need a win. We got to win. And, get 14 hits. Everybody gets a hit except for Ty France. And I'll tell you one thing about Ty France. He can feel pretty good about having contributed to this game today because he threw out a runner at the plate that I think every first baseman in baseball would have just taken that play to the base and allowed the run to score. So that was a hell of a good play. And the double play that he finished in the 9th inning, although not as crucial, was as good a play as you're going to see a first baseman make catching a wild throw. So Ty France showed his gold glove off today. So he contributed as well. And so everybody was in on it a little bit. And, my guy Sun Moon Song came in and hit the ball on the ground.
Yeah.
And he got a hit.
He listened.
Yeah, listen to me. Stop popping the ball up. It was a good day all the way around. So 6-1. I'm not even going to mention the fact that the last 3 runs and 4 hits and 2 walks came off of a pitcher in the 9th inning who probably doesn't belong in the big leagues.
Roy Croft?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I mean, this guy's got a 16 ERA. I just felt like the Cardinals were kind of sacrificing the game at that point.
They were sacrificing him for the game.
Right. He looked into the dugout, and I think the dugout looked back at him and said,
"You're out there.
You're on your own, pal." So he had no clue what he was doing out there. But look, you took advantage of it. You got the home run. I thought for a second they were going to take away Jackson Merrill's home run, and I'm thinking, why is this even a concern of mine that they're going to look at this on replay? There's only 2 things the ball can be: fair without question or foul without question. There's a pole there. It's not like it's anyone's opinion.
Was it? I feel like this ball was like slicing towards the pole.
A little bit, but did it go inside the pole or out?
I honestly
couldn't tell. And they looked at it for 20 minutes. I'm like, they're going to take this away from him.
I was scared of that too. Because that's definitely how replays go for the Padres. It seems like where the outcome that you're like, it could never be that.
Yeah.
Ends up happening.
It's not an opinion. The ball is either fair or foul. Call it. And when you have 20 minutes to replay, what is it taking so long?
And it was a crew chief review. You could have just moved on with the game.
Unbelievable. Anyway, they got the win 6-1. It's on to Texas next. And if this does them any good, I'll be at the game Friday night. So
no.
Yeah, they're going to be under watchful eye.
Oh no.
On Friday night when they get to Texas. All right, we're underway. We got a good one lined up. We're going to do notes on a scorecard in a little bit, but this weekend the whole city is being taken over by NASCAR. And I mean everything. It's going to be all NASCAR, Coronado. It's going to be crazy. There's going to be racing all weekend long. I know it's going to be loud, but beyond that, if you want to go, and I imagine a lot of you want to see this as a very historic thing, how are you going to get there? What's the best way to avoid what figures to be a massive jam of people trying to go over the bridge and whatnot?
Yeah.
Amy Lupo is the president of the San Diego Street Race. That means she's kind of responsible and one of the people who helped bring this race here. She's coming up next. So if you have any interest in this NASCAR race, which I think a lot of you do, You're going to tune in because she's going to help you get in and out of there this weekend and enjoy the great NASCAR event. Later on, we'll give away some more Dave Chappelle tickets, so stick around for that. It's Gwynn and Chris on 97.3 The Fan.
Ben and Woods on The Fan.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard.
Sasquatch.
So Chris says that he can't play golf, but this is the second birdie putt he's made for us. This time it was like 20 feet.
Thank you very much, Greg. But once again, you're hitting some very nice shots as well. I'm not usually complimentary to you, but can't help but be complimentary. Your shot making today.
With my what?
Your shot making. You hit some.
These things. It even tells you, hey, there's a canyon over here. Don't hit it here.
Skraby from about 45 feet. His caddy tells him to play it a little to the right. He's been playing well so far today. Fourth hole. Nice smooth delivery. Hit it too hard. Be together in our Odyssey Palace studios, Bill House studios. We know how. All guests will join us on the STCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. And Amy Lupo, president of San Diego Street Race. Yes, NASCAR is upon us. It's only a couple of days away. Like, I remember when they first announced this, I was like, yeah, it's great, but it's so far off. I'm not even going to concern myself with it.
I mean, it was over a year ago that they announced this.
I mean, this was like a long time ago. Well, here it is. It has arrived, and this is the weekend that Coronado is going to be buzzing and then some. We'll talk with Amy here in just a couple of minutes. Couple of quick things to check in on. The World Cup soccer continues. And continues to surprise. Surprising results, I should say. Portugal, one of the big name, countries again. Cristiano Ronaldo, the whole thing. They play to a draw with the Congo. That's like probably not supposed to happen.
I would assume not.
I don't know all of the ramifications, but I could see that the players from the Congo were celebrating as if they had just won. Yeah, they were going to have a parade in Lower Manhattan tomorrow morning. But actually, that parade's going to be for the Knicks, not for the Congo. But that's how the Congo was celebrating.
Let them celebrate.
Yeah, sure. No, I'm just saying these are the kind of results we're getting, though, right? Spain had a draw in their first match. Portugal had a draw in their first match. There's been others, big name countries. England was tied today with, I think it was Croatia, and they ended up winning 4-2. So win for England. Jolly old England won today. The U.S. is back in action Friday at noon against Australia. And yes, tomorrow is the big ticker tape parade in New York City for the Knicks. And I don't know exactly what the turnout will be tomorrow in New York City, but I'm thinking this. You got on the baseball side, like if the Yankees win the World Series, like not all of New York goes to celebrate, right? Because there's still a bunch of Mets fans that are going to go nowhere near it. Right? They don't want to go down and celebrate the Yankees, but the Knicks are kind of alone. Like every New Yorker, I think, loves the Knicks and has been waiting all this time.
The Knicks, I've been hearing from everyone I know from New York about how excited they are about this.
This is it. So tomorrow should be crazy. I think it gets underway about 7 a.m. our time tomorrow. All right. All weekend, it's going to be crazy in Coronado. President of NASCAR San Diego, Amy Lupo, joining us here on 97.3 The Fan. Amy, thanks for being with us. How are you today? Getting Getting excited? Are all the T's crossed and I's dotted?
I think so. Well, first of all, thanks for having me. I'm so excited to be here chatting with you guys, and it's hard to believe we're 48 hours away from welcoming guests on site to Naval Air Station North Island after more than 2 years of planning with the Navy.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what we were saying. I mean, when this all came about, everyone was excited about it, but I kind of put it in my far off calendar, and now here we are, right? It's the weekend and you put so much work into everything. And give us a little, before we go into some of the specifics of how people can get there or best way to get there and what it's going to look like, give us a little, a schedule of events. Cause I know it's a busy weekend. This isn't just a one race thing.
It is. We're so incredibly fortunate. We have all 3 national series of NASCAR racing here on Friday. We'll kick it off with Navy Community Day, which is primarily open to Navy members and their families and a small number of Coronado residents for the Navy 250 Craftsman Truck Series race, which will be a real fun way to start the weekend. And then on Saturday, we have the United Rentals 250 for the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. And then lastly on Sunday with our Crown Jewel, the NASCAR Cup Series live on Amazon Prime Video. So we've got 3 different broadcast partners reaching a massive audience. We'll have 50,000 people on site Saturday and Sunday, and we just can't wait to celebrate the Navy.
Yeah, we'll get to the information about how to get there and everything, because I do think that's very important. We're talking to Amy Lupo, president of NASCAR San Diego. And Amy, I'm very curious about how you came about building the track, because it's the longest track on the NASCAR schedule this year. You're going to be driving by some aircraft carriers. Unfortunately, there's no track over the bridge, which is something I thought would have been cool.
No, I would say fortunately.
But I'm just wondering how that process works, because it seems like it would be very, very difficult.
Well, we've been working hand in hand with the Navy to design the layout of the course. It runs through certain buildings. It runs by the Bayfront and San Diego skyline. So I think between the 2 teams, we've put together a really compelling course from a racing perspective. And then we're going to be able to teach the fans a little bit about Coronado, a little bit about the Navy. We've named the start-finish line the Ellison Start-Finish. Lieutenant Ellison was actually Navy Aviator 001 because NASME is the birthplace of naval aviation here. So we want fans to come away with not only an increased knowledge of NASCAR and our drivers, but of the Navy and everything that happens here at North Island.
Amy, this is not a oval course, right? They have to make a lot of twists and turns. And we had a couple of the drivers on, and they were talking about actually needing to get into simulators to kind of simulate what they're going to be facing. So I think that's going to be part of the fun and the intrigue for those of us who, who watch this. This isn't just going around in circles for 2.5 hours.
It sure isn't. It's 3.4 miles long, which is massive to begin with. It's bigger than Talladega Superspeedway, and it has 16 turns. So I think it'll be challenging and compelling and fun to watch on TV. And I'm so excited to see the green flag drop on Friday.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say the one driver we had on earlier
Ryan
last week. Yeah, Ryan Priest. He was saying he's worried about when he's in a straightaway and he's going 180 miles an hour. Did he remembers whether he needs to go left at the next corner or right at the next corner? He's like, I got to memorize that because you don't have a lot of time if you're one of those drivers, to put your blinker on and, get over. So
blinker.
Absolutely.
your turn signal. Yeah.
Yes. So yes. We're talking to Amy Lupo here. I'm sorry, Amy, go ahead.
No, we worked with our partners at iRacing, and so the course is actually drivable for those who play the iRacing video game. We launched it a week and a half ago here at Naval Base Coronado. We have a simulator that we provided to the Navy, and the sailors were some of the first folks to try it, which was really exciting. So we're having a little contest within the Navy folks to see who has the fastest time. So maybe we can get one of them in a car eventually.
That is really awesome. We're talking to Amy Lupo here, president of NASCAR San Diego. And I just was curious about how NASCAR came about in San Diego. Was it something that San Diego reached out for? Because when I think about NASCAR, it's never been a race in San Diego has never really been a possibility in my mind, but now obviously it is. How did everything come about in the beginning?
Well, it's really very interesting story. So I joined NASCAR 4 years ago to help lead the Clash at the Coliseum in Los Angeles. And once we decided to sunset LA, we started looking to make sure we could keep racing in Southern California. And a bunch of us came down to San Diego to look at various locations. And we went up to Point Loma. You guys are familiar, Cabrillo National Park, and looked down, and our head of design and development would take a peek and said, we can put a track there. And we weren't connected to the Navy at that time, or the Navy Region Southwest. So Mark Neville, who's the head of Sports San Diego, was able to get us connected to Admiral Brad Rosen at the time, who was running Navy Region Southwest. And we just started talking, and the Navy had been incredibly responsive and willing to work with us from day one. And so the last 2 years have just been fun building this together with the Navy, and here we are.
Yeah, we get some questions on the chat, and I'm glad I get to ask this real quick. Is this a 1 year thing, or is this going to be a multiple year thing? What's the deal with that?
We are all hopeful that we can return in 2027, but for right now, we're solely focused on June 19th to the 21st. We've got a lot to do in the next 48 hours.
Tell the people on the chat to relax over there.
We all love this. We're so excited.
They got to get through the races this weekend.
Yet.
And we're already that excited.
It's going to be that good. All right, Amy.
I love it.
Amy Lupo is the NASCAR San Diego president, and nice enough to join us. And everyone's geeked up for this thing this weekend in Coronado. But I know a lot of us are going to say, I want to go. Am I going to be able to get there? How am I going to do it? What is the best strategies? What can you tell people that are planning to, go or maybe some people that don't even have tickets? Should they, still go over and try to get tickets and give people an idea that maybe aren't as locked in as some of the others?
Sure. Well, we are fully committed for Saturday and Sunday, so I definitely would not recommend coming over the bridge if you do not already have a ticket.
Okay.
We know the bridge is always a challenge, and what a lot of people I think don't realize is that there are 34,000 people who live and work on North Island, and they get 20,000 cars a day coming to the base, primarily single occupancy. And last time we checked, there aren't that many people coming to a NASCAR race by themselves. So we're highly encouraging carpooling, highly encouraging early arrival. Our parking lots open at 7, our gates open at 9, and the racing is at 4, 2, and 1, respectively, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We've got plenty of pre-race activities. For those who are familiar with NASCAR racing, our Fan Fest experiences are typically really fun and engaging, and here we've even taken it to the next level. We have more than 90 activations among all the different fan areas, so I think there'll be lots for fans to see if you just come early and be prepared.
Yeah, make a day of it, right? Don't just show up for the race at 1 o'clock. I mean, get there early and have a great time. I mean, this is a big deal. Now, you mentioned Friday night. You said something about this was kind of for the Navy. Again, does that mean that if I want to go over and see what it's all about, I should stay away, or maybe I should, tell me what I should do? I'm just curious, because there's got to be some people that are going to try to get over there that are thinking, right, I want to see what this is all about.
Yeah. So again, if you don't have tickets as of now, I would say our partners at FS1 are going to do an incredible job with the broadcast on Friday night, and everybody can be a part of it.
I gotcha. And how loud is it going to get?
Well, listen, I hear these jets for 2 years, and our cars don't even come close. So it is pretty loud.
That's a good comparison.
It certainly won't compare to an F-18. I met a woman in Coronado a couple of months ago, and I was asking her if she was worried about the noise of the cars, and she said they constantly hear the jets, and they call that the sound of freedom. So I'm stealing that one, and that's what we're about to have this weekend. I'm
looking forward to it. I'm gonna go just to hear the cars.
Well, let's just take a second to thank Amy and all of the people involved in bringing this. And you mentioned Mark Neville, a good friend of all of ours, and everybody worked their butts off the last 2 years to bring this, this incredible thing to San Diego. And I don't even need to wish you the best of luck, because I know it's going to be a crazy success. I know people are going to love it. And I bet you the NASCAR people are going to want to come back. So
I agree with that.
I hope this is the beginning of something really good for a long time. Amy, thanks for joining us and give us a little insight, and wishing you nothing but the best this weekend. Have fun.
Thank you so much, and can't wait to see everyone out here this weekend.
There you go. there she is, Amy Lupo, the president of NASCAR San Diego. I'm going to repeat what she said during the interview for those who, just tuning in halfway and thinking, wow, oh, that's right, the NASCAR's this weekend. I got to get down there.
Like now, now.
Yeah, go look at it now. Because
no, I'm saying just start going now.
No, well,
I'm kidding.
No, I don't think that's going to be the issue. I think what she's trying to get the message is don't go if you don't have tickets.
Yes.
You're not going to be able to really get in.
There's no window to go buy a ticket.
There's not anything for you to see. There's no tickets still available. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
So if you want to sit on the bridge with a bunch of traffic for no payoff at the end, then you're going to, go over there. But otherwise, just don't go over there. Watch it on television, enjoy it, and make plans to try and go next time.
Yeah.
Because that's basically what Amy's saying. Everything's pretty much sold out, right? Friday night is a Navy event. Saturday and Sunday, there's no tickets available. And I don't think, maybe I'm wrong, Skraby, I don't know how the scalping market is in the NASCAR world.
I don't either, Chris.
So, I'm not going to begin to try that.
I'm sure you can find tickets on secondary market sites, but
I wouldn't just go over there willy-nilly on Sunday.
No, make sure you have tickets in hand.
I also got to believe that you can't just get on the base, right? Unless you have tickets.
I would. Yeah,
I'm guessing that's the way it is. They don't just open the base up and say, "Hey, everybody, come in." To me, I think you're going to have to show a ticket to get in.
I guess we should have asked that.
Yeah, we could have asked that, but I'm going to assume.
But the bottom line is, don't go if you do not have a ticket.
I think that's the best strategy. Unfortunately, as much as everybody wants to get a piece of that and see what it's like, probably best, get tickets next time.
I think it's really cool that the Navy was so excited about this and helped them design the course and all of that.
I like the fact that, what'd you say, 16 turns?
16.
I mean, left, right, going
miles.
Over here, that's
past an aircraft carrier. That's my favorite part.
I just think it's great that they're not, an oval is an oval, but you see a couple laps, you know what's going on.
I will fight you on oval racing because people are always like, it's so boring. All they do is turn left. There's much more strategy to it. There's a lot going on.
I don't disagree with that. I'm just saying that this seems more intriguing than just the oval.
However, you won't be able to see the entire track. So where you post up is where you're going to be the entire time. It's not like golf where you go walking around to different parts of the track. I don't think.
It's a 3.5 mile course. You're right. You're not going to be able to see the whole thing, no matter where you are. Amy joined us on the SDCCU fan hotline. It's not big bank banking. It's better. She sounds like she's in, got this kind of wired because she was in on the races at the Coliseum. But I could imagine putting an event on, because I've seen my wife put events on. That's something my wife does.
I don't even want to think about what you're about to say.
Yeah. My wife works on something for a few months and then starts, going into her event mode like a couple of weeks before the event because you're worried about everything.
Yeah.
Amy's been doing this for 2 straight years, getting ready for this one weekend.
See, people are very good at events. I am terrible because I'm not a detail-oriented person enough to be the point of operation of an event.
Well, luckily you're not in charge.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, we're all going to be all right.
I did like the Coliseum race that they put on, so that was kind of cool. I didn't know she was behind that.
It is coming up, finally, at long last. And as Amy said, I think if it's a success, which I know it's going to be.
I think so, too.
The NASCAR people are going to love San Diego. Who doesn't, right? Who's the last person to come here and go, I didn't like it? And everybody likes it here.
Probably some Dodger.
I don't even think a Dodger.
San Diego.
I don't think even a Dodger.
I was just trying to disparage someone.
When did NASCAR first break away from the South? I'd have to look.
It was never.
What do you mean never? It was only in the South.
It's a big thing in the South, but
no, it was only in the South for my entire life until 15, 20 years ago.
They've been having races in California for a while. I'll try to look this up.
I used to watch it on the ABC Wide World of Sports, Jim McKay. And I can remember some of the great drivers they had back in the day. Not just Richard Petty, but how about Cale Yarborough?
Oh, I remember him.
How about Buddy Baker?
I do not remember
David
him.
Pearson.
I know him.
Bobby Allison.
Yes. Engine, I think, maybe was named after him.
I don't know. It was crazy, and it's going to be crazy this weekend. Gwynn and Chris back with more. Padres 6-1 win today if you're just tuning in. We'll talk more about that on 97.3 The Fan. Everybody had some launch angle today. Padres bang out a season-high 14 hits. Get 14 at-bats with runners in scoring position. And beat the Cardinals 6-1. I haven't had many wins like that, like all season, really.
Doesn't feel like
the last time they had 14 hits was May 5th against the Giants. I think that was a blowout game. But, I mean, there have been few and far between. But today was what it was supposed to look like all along. Fernando had 3 hits, a couple of RBIs. He hit a ball so hard in the 5th inning today that the center fielder looked like a Little League player running in as the ball sailed right over his head.
What in the world was he seeing?
Well, I'm not.
You don't see a major leaguer do that often.
No, but a ball that is any center fielder, especially, will tell you when you're playing in straightaway center field, a ball directly at you, like that one was, it is difficult, at least for a moment, to judge how far it's hit.
I mean, I'm not coming down the guy. I'm just like, I don't see that at the major league
No, you don't
level.
see it very often, but you do see guys come in and the ball go back.
Yeah.
This was just hit so hard. By the time Church tried to run back, it was too late.
Do we? I think. In Notes on a Scorecard, which is going to come up at 4:40.
Yeah,
I think we're going to be revisiting that play for a different reason.
A couple of reasons. Yeah, Fernando hit 2 balls off the wall today. On one of them, he didn't make it to second base. So, again, it's hard to be complaining when we win 6-1 and the guy has 3 hits and 2 RBIs. So that's what we wanted. That's what we got. Jackson Merrill, who's been dreadful all year. I mean, I don't know any other way to say it, but he had 3 hits and a home run and a couple RBIs today. So that's good. Everybody had a hit except for Ty France, and all Ty France did was make 2 huge defensive plays to help you win the ball game. Griffin Canning got the win, his first win as a Padre. And we never missed Mason Miller on this trip because there was never a save situation for him.
Yeah, I guess it worked out.
So that worked out fine. I imagine. We don't know for sure.
No.
He wanted to keep the whole thing private, which I believe is his right.
Of course.
But he's on the bereavement list, and we'll see when he rejoins the team, hopefully Friday in Texas, where I was going to say Bradley Rodriguez. He's not starting again Friday. It's Vasquez starting on Friday.
I'm not as comfortable with Randy Vasquez starts anymore, but.
Well, look, Michael King hasn't been very good for a while now.
No, he is not.
Vasquez has been less than what he was in April.
Mm-hmm.
Both Canning and Giolito now require a opener.
They do.
Neither of them can start a game, apparently. And who's your 5th guy? Who am I leaving out?
I did this the other day.
I know.
Too.
I hate when I do something like this.
I did this the other day too. Michael King, Randy Vasquez, someone on the chat.
Somebody's yelling it right now.
Please, I know. There's always that one guy you can't remember. Still can't. Oh, Walker Buehler.
Yeah.
Which he might be the best pitcher.
Honestly, you almost feel more comfortable with Buehler right now than anyone. And, still Walker Buehler hasn't gotten to the point where he's past 6 innings, really, 5 mostly.
Yeah.
The starting rotation is not really that great. The hitting we know is not great. The bullpen is great. Defense is great. The record is, in a lot of ways, it's better than it has a right to be.
38-35.
Yeah, they're back in the final wild card position today.
They love this 3 games over 500 thing. Anytime they get away from it, they come right back to it.
Yeah, they went to 11 games over 500 there for a while. That was fun.
When was that?
That was after they beat the Dodgers, the 1-0 game.
They were 11 at that time?
Yeah, the home run by Andujar. They won 1-0.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah, they moved into first place. They went to 29-18. And since then, they're 9-17, which isn't great.
It's even more depressing than I thought.
Pretty depressing. But for today, at least, it was nice. All right, Skraby said we should play some Chris versus the fans. So
it's been a while.
It's 4:00. We didn't really promote it much because it's a short show. But there's still time for you to get in if you'd like to play a little trivia. 833-288-0973. If you win today, you'll be qualified for the chance at the grand prize, a 2-night staycation at the Town and Country Resort, and a $250 food and beverage credit. You can work on resting vacation face this summer at the Town and Country Resort. 3 pools and a 4-story water slide named Twister make the Town and Country a family favorite. Rates start at just $199 exclusively for fan listeners. Visit towncountry.com/thefan to book now or call and play Chris versus the Fan.
If you had one shot, one opportunity to take down the human almanac himself,
howdy do.
Now is your time.
Listen to me, this guy is dangerous.
Now is your opportunity to win a prize.
Well, I hope you know what you're in for.
Chris versus the Fans starts now on 97.3 The Fan.
Did we want a package or did you want the other tickets?
Oh, Dave Chappelle?
Or do we want to save those for the 5 o'clock hour?
Let's give them to the Chris versus the Fans winner.
All right, we're packaging the Dave Chappelle tickets. Give me a second. You will have a chance to win those tickets.
Pair of tickets to Dave Chappelle
Thank
at Viejas Arena this Sunday, right there on the San Diego State campus. Viejas Arena.
Yes.
Tickets are at Ticketmaster.com. Dave Chappelle, Sunday at Viejas Arena. You can get 2 tickets if you win Chris versus the Fans today. So a little bonus for you playing.
Yes, and the rules, you have to make it through 3 questions. Each question will get more difficult. If you get the question right, you move on. If you get it wrong and Chris gets it right, you're eliminated. But if Chris gets it wrong, then you move on to the next question or you win if you're a first-time player. Let us know before you get into it, and you'll get that question for free today.
All right, very good. Let's play ball. I'm ready.
Let's go to our first contestant. We'll go to Jason. Hello, Jason.
Hey, good afternoon, gentlemen.
Good
Jason,
afternoon.
thanks for playing, sir.
Ready to go?
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Here we go. Question number 1. All right. Finish this commercial jingle for a men's hair care product. Chris just gave me the look I expected.
So 1 pointer.
No one can tell. No one can tell with. Okay, this commercial or this.
Not good at jingles. Sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of this. I thought it was fun to take a chance, but I'm not gonna go with that. It's just for men gel. Just for men gel.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
You've never heard that commercial?
Maybe.
No one can tell with just for men gel.
That's one of the worst jingles I've ever heard.
Well, you haven't heard it, so you can't actually
I've heard
say
it.
that.
I just didn't remember it.
Well, that's your problem.
It's not like,
all right, Jason.
It's not like have it your way at Burger King. Now,
I was
that's
trying
something I can remember.
I was trying something new.
Yes, you were.
What about you're going to like the way you look? I guarantee it.
Men's Warehouse. All right, give it to him there. He gets that one.
Okay, he gets
Move
that
on
one.
to number 2.
All right. Question
Men's
number
Warehouse. 2. You got that one.
Jeez, man.
We're a tough crowd over here.
It's not like I come up with 10,000 questions every year.
Yeah.
And the one. All right, Jason. Who is the head coach of the New York Knicks?
I don't know.
He doesn't know. He's going to pass.
Albuquerque resident and a USD alum, Mike Brown. Sorry about that, Jason.
Sorry, Jason.
Mike Brown winning becoming, by the way, I thought this was interesting, only the 39th man on the planet to coach an NBA championship team. There haven't been that many.
Wait, say that one more time.
Only the 39th person to coach an NBA championship team.
Yeah, that does seem.
I mean, considering Phil
few.
Jackson took like 12 of them himself.
I guess so.
So
but
there's not a lot left over.
Is there?
Yeah, there's not a lot of guys that have coached. Steve Kerr's got a few. Yeah, not many people have coached an NBA champ. Mike Brown is on the list.
That is a fantastic stat. I like
not
that.
bad.
All right, let's go to our next contestant. We're going to go to Jake. Hello, Jake.
Jake from State Farm?
No, Jake from North Park.
Well, I mean, since we're doing commercial jingles,
that was the worst thing I've ever heard.
I just thought we'd keep up the theme.
Jake, are you there?
Hi, Jake.
Hey, guys. Never heard that one before.
I'm sure you have heard it.
What in the world is with people? I see it all the time.
He's heard it before. He was being sarcastic, I'm sure.
Oh, okay.
Were you being sarcastic, Jake?
I was.
Okay.
Oh, man.
Come on, Skraby.
I'm being attacked over this question, so I'm not understanding.
Poor Jake. Every time somebody mentions his name, they probably say Jake from State Farm.
I bet you they
he
do.
Probably hates Jake from State Farm.
And
if he ever saw him, he'd probably pop him one right in the kisser.
I almost asked, is this Jake Cronenworth? But I'm sure he never stops getting that one either. All right, Jake, here we go. Question number 1.
Oh, wait, I'm a first-time player.
First-time player!
Very good.
Here we go.
Very good.
Question number 2.
On to number 2.
What Knicks player tipped the ball? What was that? Game 4. What Knicks player tipped the ball in at the end of Game 4 to basically win it for the Knicks?
To cap the greatest comeback in NBA Finals history.
Yes.
Game 4.
Game 4. Winning tip in with 1 second left.
It was a tip in off of a missed shot.
What's his name? It's OG something.
I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give it to you.
Oh, nice.
OG's.
Wow, you're nice. You are very
I mean, if you
nice.
would have said Fred, I would have been like, no, but
OG Anunoby. Yeah, very good. All right, we'll give it
There
up.
we go.
His name, at least his first name is OG.
His name is OG.
Yeah.
Did you see him on some of the news programs after they won the championship? He looked like he needed to sleep for days.
Yeah.
For days. It was pretty funny.
Celebrate like, it's
Never going to happen again?
Right? Like it may be another 53 years.
All right, here we go for question number 3. 3 teams in Major League Baseball have had a winning streak of 8 games this year. Name 2 of the 3.
8-game win
Of
streaks.
8 games or more?
Yes,
8 or more.
3 teams have done it. Name 2 of those 3.
Okay, I'm going to guess the Dodgers, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And I will guess the Braves.
The Braves. Stay there, Jake.
Not correct. There's one that I know for sure, and there's one I'm going to have to guess.
Okay.
The one I know for sure is the Cubs because they've had 2 10-game win streaks. The other one, I'm going to say the Brewers. I thought they had a long one.
That is incorrect.
So he wins.
Yes, he does win.
Who are the other 2 besides the Cubs?
There's 4 teams then. I messed this up.
Oh.
I messed this up. I completely forgot about the Cubs. It was Mariners, Yankees, Padres did it in the beginning of the year. Remember that?
No,
And then the
I don't
Cubs.
remember the Padres winning 8 games in a row this year.
They did.
They did?
Yes, they did.
Where was I?
We were celebrating. Yes, but you do win, Jake. So congratulations on
So
that.
the Cubs was right.
Cubs was right, but the other one. What did you say for the Brewers?
Yeah.
Let me go make sure the Brewers didn't have a winning streak.
Yeah, it wouldn't be shocking if they did.
It wouldn't.
Like basically what you're going to tell me here is that every team in baseball has had an 8-game winning streak.
That's definitely not true.
Looks like the Brewers had a couple of like 8 out of 9s, but no 8s. You're safe.
Thank goodness.
You are safe on that one.
Oh,
all right, Jake, stay on the
over here.
line. Another rousing edition of the old
Chris versus
the fans.
I did write that question
with controversial
last week.
questions, but we made it through. Jake's a winner. We'll take a timeout. Coming up, notes on a scorecard at the bottom of the hour. We'll break down everything about today's 6-1 Padre victory. And if you know how notes on a scorecard works, you know that even though the Padres won, it wasn't all roses. We'll explain as Gwynn and Chris continues. Padres are traveling, so that's kind of obvious, but I just want to make sure I let everybody know. Tony's not in today, but we are, Skraby and I, broadcasting from the Bill House Studios, where we know how. Earlier, Amy Lupo, the president of NASCAR San Diego, joined us. Remember, the big races are this weekend in Coronado, and I don't feel like she was flashing it as a warning. She was just answering the question. The question was, how should I go over there if I don't have tickets, and what should I do? And she said, don't go over there.
She made it pretty clear.
She made it clear, not in a mean way.
No.
But just if you don't have tickets, there's really nothing for you to see. You're not going to get in, and you're just going to add to a crowd that is going to probably be pretty extensive.
Yes.
So,
and she said carpool if you can.
Carpool for those of you going. Absolutely. The bridge can only hold so many people. There's 3 ways to get to Coronado maybe 4. There's 4 ways to get to Coronado as far as I know. Well, 1 is the bridge.
Yeah.
2, you can drive all the way down to Imperial Beach and go over and come up the coast that way.
Yep.
It's quite a ways out of the way, but you can do that. 3rd, you can go downtown, leave your car somewhere, and take the ferry across. That is how people used to get to Coronado before they built the bridge. The 4th way, kind of put some trunks on and swim over.
I don't do that.
So I don't think you're going to do that. Yeah. I'm just saying. I said there's another option if you really need it. But
I hate that's creeps.
Could you imagine swimming over there?
No.
All right. So everybody, enjoy the weekend. It's going to be a ball. It's going to be fun. If you got tickets, great. Have a great time. It's a historic thing, I think, coming to San Diego. But if you don't have tickets, you're just going to be gumming everything up for everyone else if you go over there. So watch on TV and get some tickets, hopefully next year, because, she certainly didn't rule out the fact that they could come back.
Yeah.
If all goes well, and I think everything will. Ted Leitner, Teddy Ballgame, is going to be on the show in the 5 o'clock hour, from what I'm told. Scheduled. Tentatively. Anytime it's a possibility that Ted's on the show, I get excited about that.
He's actually in the building, so.
All right. And we have notes on a scorecard coming up in about 10 minutes. But a couple of NFL things that deserve discussion. Number 1, Brendan Sorsby, and whether or not he's going to be picked up in the supplemental draft. I think everybody imagines that there's some team that is going to do this, right? They're going to have to give up a draft choice somewhere along the line, down the road. And I don't really even understand how the supplemental draft works, but I believe the teams that are interested put in what they would be willing to give up to get him. Is that, and then whoever bids the most gets him?
Yeah.
It's a pretty strange thing. I mean, they don't have the supplemental draft every year. It's only on special occasions when they have it.
So if like, say in the first round of the supplemental draft, you are the highest bidder on Brendan Sorsby, that means in the following year's draft, you do not get a first round pick. So if it was like a 3rd round pick in this supplemental draft, then you give up a third round pick. But you do have to pay a heavy price.
Got to pay a price for him. There's 2 schools of thought here. One is Brendan Sorsby has, he has paid his dues for his transgressions.
Yeah.
He has done the right thing. He's staying out of college where they don't want him. He's going into the pros, and he's trying to make a career for himself, and he's gotten the help he needs, and everything's fine. So I think the team that picks him is going to say that to everybody.
Yes. Which honestly, I don't have a problem with him getting a second chance in the NFL. It was just because he was trying to change the rules of college.
That was your problem.
Yes.
But here's my problem for the rest of the NFL, which I think is going to still stay away from this kid. Isn't it almost always going to be a question in that locker room when this guy throws a pick in the first quarter? I don't know how you get past that.
I think you got to trust him.
Why? Why would you trust him?
If you're going to bring him in, you have to trust him.
No, I'm saying the team somebody's going to bring him in, and they're going to sit there in the locker room with all the players in this club. Remember, man, a football team is, I think, a little different animal than anything else, Skrabe.
Yeah.
Different than basketball. Yeah. Different than baseball, which is really an individual sport played together.
Yep.
Football, that guy lining up next to you, you got to know that he's going to bleed for you. And if you don't believe that, you can't work together, right? You got the football mentality a little more than I do, but it's all about trust and trusting the guy you line up next to. I don't know how you ever get past this with this kid who's made 40,000 bets on football.
I don't either.
You say, well, he just threw 2 picks in the first 4 attempts of the game. Is this the day that he jumped off the wagon? It's going to be difficult, I think, for a lot of teams to sell it to their players that we're bringing this guy in.
Also,
I think that's a fair concern that a lot of people may have.
I agree with you. I think also, like, when you bring in a guy like Brandon Sorsby, causes a whole bunch of media mess for everybody else, because
everybody's going to ask you about it.
Yeah, you're going to ask you about it.
Right.
You have to answer it.
That's a good point.
Okay, he threw a pick earlier today. What are your thoughts?
Were you concerned?
Yeah, something like that.
That's a fair point. Teams don't need the distraction. So it'll be interesting. Somebody's going to do it. I don't know who. I will tell you right now, if it's the Dolphins, I'm going to
just about to play.
Going to hate it.
It's going to be like the Chiefs.
If it's the 49ers, you're going to hate it.
I will.
Okay.
I will.
All right. So that's one story. 2, Denver Broncos have excused Jonathan Cooper from minicamp, not after his arrest, but after his arrests. Yeah.
When you make it plural, it gets worse.
He's been arrested twice in a 7-day span on multiple domestic violence charges, including a felony.
Wow.
Sean Payton said he's taking this time. He's got to work on himself. And then the old obligatory, we're monitoring everything that's going on with the league, and we stand behind him 100%, and we'll be there for him. And the unsaid comment, which is, hey, as soon as the season's ready, we're going to welcome him back with open arms because he needs to be around this team.
Oh, yeah, because he needs the
support and the camaraderie. This is, I'm not picking on Cooper. I don't care that he's a Bronco. I don't care about Cooper. And we don't know, and this is why it always has to be said, we don't know that he's guilty.
No.
We have to, leave that there. But just once, even if it's unfair, you can't tell me that there's a part of you and me that doesn't think, come on, man, you're getting arrested twice in a week for the same thing
that's
and
crazy.
A felony?
Yeah.
Like, go play somewhere else.
Yeah.
We just don't need you. There's whoever Jonathan Cooper is, and I think he's one of their leading tacklers, etc. You can find another guy that can tackle people. That isn't
I don't know.
a
Tackling
problem.
Is at an all-time low in the NFL.
You know what I mean,
now,
though, right? But teams are willing to put up with this kind of stuff constantly and ask their fans to support it.
That is the most interesting part. Is you ask your fans to maybe you're going to put your morality on the line.
Put your morality out there. When he sacks the quarterback, you stand and applaud. That's how it goes. Again, and he could be completely innocent, and then our statement goes out the window. But it's hard to, I don't know.
I got one more.
Not normally innocent people don't get in this kind of difficulty.
Twice in a week is crazy.
But what can I say? That's what the Broncos are doing. The final one is the one we want to talk about. We're leading up to. Rashee Rice.
You always
Ray Rice. I do. I guess you know what? You know what's funny?
What?
You got Ray Rice, which was a big issue.
Yep.
You got Rashee Rice, which is an issue.
Uh-huh.
But you can't say that all Rices are a problem.
That's right.
Because there's Jerry Rice. the greatest of them all.
The greatest of the rices.
Yes, right? So, and there's Rice-A-Roni, which is delicious.
With San Francisco's treat.
All right.
So.
But Rashee Rice gets out of his jail sentence, which was a month long.
Yeah, 30 days.
And
do you want me to explain it?
Well, you got the video.
Yeah.
What I saw, though, was him running through traffic like more expertly than he makes it through the Buffalo Bills zone defense to get to a car.
I would say that he used his NFL skills here.
Yes, he did.
So he's getting out of jail. He's like grabbing his stuff from the booking area. And trust me, I've been to the booking area before, being released from jail. And the last thing you want to do is turn around and see a bunch of media standing there with a bunch of cameras. Fox 4 in Kansas City was the one who put this up. But here's the video. So he doesn't want to show his face, so he just walks backwards towards the door, and then once he gets to the door, he takes off.
Anything to say to your fans, bro?
And these weirdos are chasing him.
Do you have anything to say? Do you have anything to say?
But the craziest part is you
out
don't
to an unmarked black vehicle
and drives away as fast as possible. It's crazy. Like
understand that Rashee Rice's original problem was because he was driving 130 miles an hour and caused that accident.
And there's a guy in the sidewalk, and there he goes. Hit the guy in the sidewalk.
I'll tell you, I don't think the NASCAR race is going to be as loud as that car was pulling away from the curb.
Here's it one more time.
Here it is. He's busted out of there.
That's the last thing you should be doing as you get out of jail.
It's pretty funny, man.
That is
first
funny,
of all, you can say that the media, what are they doing there? I could say that I totally get why they're there. And if you're Rashee Rice, you couldn't have expected anything different.
No, you're right.
You're
but I don't know that these guys were media.
Person.
They were wearing street clothes.
You're a pretty high profile dude. You've been arrested. You're in jail. You're getting out. And honestly, a little comment to your fans that said, hey, I'm learning my lesson. I apologize for my mistakes. And now I'd like to be left alone so I could go back and be with my family would be a whole of a lot better way to handle it than racing past everybody and speeding away from the curb.
And some fans don't like that he's laughing about the situation.
It's not that hard to stop and make a quick statement. You can have a lawyer write it out for you. But Rashee Rice is not my kind of guy. He never will be. And Andy Reid continues to lose favor with me with his continued support for Rashee Rice. And I know you're going to maybe somebody could say, well, should we all turn our back on him? Not necessarily, but Andy Reid's support of him, to me, has gone above and beyond and continues to do so.
Yeah.
And all Andy Reid wants to talk about, if you mention Rashee Rice, is he's learning his lesson. We can't wait to get him back in camp and out on the field.
Yeah.
And it just seems to be tone deaf.
Now, I've seen some arguments that I do kind of agree with, but it is tone deaf. That the arguments are when he's playing football, he's not in trouble. He's with the team. He's doing things,
So if we can put him in a situation where he makes $20 million a weekend,
I know.
We can keep him out of trouble.
I know. It's interesting because you know what? I stay out of trouble all the time.
Yes, and I don't need to be making $20 million a weekend.
And by the way, I just want to make it clear. We do not know if he was driving that car because I got.
I don't think he was even driving.
I don't think he was driving it.
Just the
whoever
fact that
picked him up was a complete idiot.
Yeah, just the fact that somebody picked him up and it was one of those dark, unmarked, with the
Land
windows
Rovers
completely
with the limo tinting. Now there was a guy in the crosswalk. I have actually received a ticket for a crosswalk violation as a car. Can you imagine him getting pulled over?
Can you imagine him bumping some kid off the crosswalk as he pulls away?
That's crazy.
Again, if you want to get back in my good graces at all, Rashee Rice, stand up, be a man, be accountable, apologize, which you owe at least your fans that, and be thankful to the organization that continues to stand behind you and say that you've learned your lesson and you're going to get it right. And you do that, and I'll be in your corner in a heartbeat. But if you're going to continue to just avoid it and run and hide your face, then I got nothing for you. Notes on a Scorecard is next. Breaking down the 6-1 Padre win today over the Cardinals on 97.3 The Fan. Chris, hello. Yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers' great shortstop, Jack Morris, in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second #1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero, never met a pitch he couldn't swing at, and powerhouse hitter for the Expos, and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. I was wondering who the third outfielder would be. And then, of course, it hit me. Tony would be upset if I didn't say that the third outfielder, who will someday probably be displayed right here between these two guys, is obviously Mike Trout. And this is the San Diego Padres locker room here in Cooperstown. Obviously, a couple of jerseys there and hats, gloves, all-star stuff. I think the most interesting thing in this entire display, though, especially this weekend, is a picture in the top corner of Angus Young. He's the guitarist for AC/DC, wearing a Trevor Hoffman uniform, obviously playing Hell's Bells. I know that Trevor went to many AC/DC concerts and was honored by sitting in the front row to watch AC/DC play Hell's Bells in his honor. But there's a picture of Angus Young playing Hell's Bells for Trevor Hoffman, wearing the 51 jersey right there. Crisello, yeah, we're here in Cooperstown for 97.3 The Fan. So excited, the induction weekend for the great Trevor Hoffman. What a class he's going in with, too. Let's take a look. Of course, Alan Trammell from Kearney High School in San Diego. And then, of course, the Detroit Tigers, great shortstop. Jack Morris in a Tiger uniform there, but I always remember him pitching that 1-0 shutout in Game 7 of the 1991 World Series for the Minnesota Twins. Maybe the greatest postseason pitching performance of all time. Chipper Jones, Padre fans remember him. Every fan of a National League team remembers him because he would come in and do damage to that team. Only the second #1 overall pick in the Major League Draft, Chipper Jones, to be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The other is Ken Griffey Jr. Vladimir Guerrero. Never met a pitch he couldn't swing at. And powerhouse hitter for the Expos and then, of course, the Angels at the end of his career. Jim Thome, over 600 home runs, mostly with the Cleveland Indians. And then, oh, yeah, the guy down here on the end who used to get all these guys out all the time, Trevor Hoffman, the greatest Padre reliever of them all. Two of the greatest outfielders in the history of baseball. Of course, you've got Babe Ruth right here. Ted Williams right over there. All right, it was all Padres today. In St. Louis, 6-1 the final. Welcome back to Gwynn and Chris. Crisello, Matt Skraby together. Odyssey Palace Studios. Bill Howe. We know how. And let's get to notes on a scorecard, Skraby. Got to break down today's game, which on the surface seems like it was just 3 hours of nothing but fun.
On the surface.
On the surface, yes. We'll see what else we got.
What did Chris like? What does Chris want to clean up? Observations written on a grocery list. Notes on a Scorecard starts now.
All right, so the game gets underway. I write down a whole bunch of stuff. I share it with you after the game. First thing I wrote before the game today is there's no way they can't get off to a better start today than they did the first two games.
You mean perfect
Game 1, the first 18 batters. Game 2, the first 14 batters.
Yes.
I don't know that I've ever seen something like that.
Yeah.
Today, only the one batter. Samad Taylor was the second hitter he got on base, so thank goodness for that. And Merrill then singled him to third. Manny came up, and I've seen this way too often this year, and you have too, Skraby. And I mean, Mark Grant and both Donner, so both of them, they saw the hanging curve, and when he fouled it off, they both went, yeah. Because it was like a 3-run homer. Just easy 3-run homer for a guy of Manny's ability.
Yeah.
And he missed it. He fouled it off. We're seeing this all year long. Did get the sac fly for a 1-0 lead. So we'll take that. Bottom of the first inning, and you've been talking about this. Get a run, don't give up a run.
Yeah.
It was up to Brad Glay, the opener, to do it, and he did. But not before he almost had his head taken off on a line drive back through the middle by Ivan Herrera. I mean, this was a wipeout. Like, he had to go down almost like he was avoiding stray bullets.
Yeah, he sat down on his butt.
And they brought, I mean, like, the trainer and the staff came out to make sure he was okay. That's how hard he went down to avoid getting hit by this line drive. I thought they might bring out the stretcher or something. I was worried about Bradley for a minute. But here's the question I'm going to ask. You see it in softball now in the World Series. Will baseball ever be that safe where a pitcher wears a mask?
No, the answer is no. They won't even wear that donut helmet thing that one guy wore.
The chunky helmet, that they had designed to protect
There's
pitchers.
Zero chance these guys ever wear a face mask. I get what you're saying, and I would possibly consider it.
I would have never imagined that a base coach would have to wear a helmet, and now it's accepted. How much longer before an umpire has to wear a helmet out there? Why don't they? They're closer to the ball than the base coaches are. I'm just trying to be consistent. Anyway, that was a scary moment. Bradley got through it. Second inning, Griffin Canning comes in with a 1-0 lead, and is he going to walk the leadoff hitter? That's the first thing I write down. He didn't, but he did walk the third hitter just to, make me feel at home.
Yeah.
But after 2 strikeouts, you can afford to walk the third hitter. You're probably going to still get out of that inning. Good for Canning. And his first 3-4 innings was pretty good out there today. But he still drives me a little crazy, and I'll explain a little bit more. In the third inning, with 2 out, Fernando steals second. This is what you've got to do if you're the Padres. You've got to try to manufacture runs. 2 outs, runner at first. You almost have to try to steal second now because the team has no slug. You're not going to get in from first. You need to be in scoring position. Merrill strolled second in the first inning. But on both occasions, the runners were stranded. In the fourth inning, Manny doubled into left field. I don't know about you, but we had a little celebration in the front room. It was the second extra base hit of the series for the powerhouse Friars. So
depressing.
Yeah, I know. He's got a lead double. There he is. What has Sheets got to do? What's he got to do, Skraby?
Move him over.
Get him over.
Just move him over.
Somehow. Pop up to short.
Yeah.
I think the third baseman actually caught the ball, but it was a pop up. This is a wasted at bat entirely by Gavin Sheets. And it's happening way too often. Xander made it a moot point, bounced a single in there to center field to make it 2-0. So in this instance, it worked out. In the bottom of the fourth, Griffin Canning got the first 2 outs, but he couldn't stand the success. Gave a 2-out single up to Mason Wynn. I don't know if you were aware of this. It was the 13th inning in a row that at least one Cardinal reached base.
I did. The
Padres could not get a clean inning out there. In the fifth, I'm going to just give Fernando the credit here. We talked about it earlier. He hit the ball so hard that Nathan Church, the center fielder, just couldn't judge it. It was right at him. He took 2 steps in. When it sails over your head, all you want to do, ask Tony Gwynn Jr., is crawl in a hole that doesn't exist.
I bet.
So
you can't hide in the middle of that field.
Nowhere to go. I will say this for Nathan Church, unlike some of our other center fielders in baseball, he turned around and ran after the ball. Hello, PCA. Hello, O'Neill Cruz. But too late. It was a double for Fernando and RBI 3-0 Padres. Merrill batted next, and he swung and struck out on one of those curves that bounced in the dirt.
Yeah.
And I know it ended up being a good day for Merrill, but he's not going to hit a whole lot higher than 213 if he doesn't learn to lay off pitches with 2 strikes that are nowhere near the strike zone. Like if you're going to swing and miss because the pitch is just off the corner, I'm going to give it to you as a hitter. But these balls are bouncing, and Merrill is striking out on them a lot. I'm not the only one noticing it, I don't think.
No.
So I that to me is something that has to be, kind of an important thing for Merrill to get on a little bit. Finally, in the bottom of the 5th inning, Griffin Canning made me feel at home and walked the leadoff hitter. Because that's what he does, and that's why he's always in trouble. And wouldn't you know it, that is when the Cardinals scored their run. But not before Ty France made a really good play. 1st and 3rd, 1 out, ground ball to first. I thought he'd take it, go to the bag, settle for the out, let the run score. He whips that ball home. He gets the runner there, cuts down the run, keeps it a 3-0. And all I can say, and I wrote it right here, but defense matters. Mm-hmm. We talk about it all the time, get the best hitters, get this, that. Defense can help you win. That was a great play by Ty France. I don't know that a lot of first basemen would even attempted it. Unfortunately for Griffin Canning, he throws an 0-2 curveball right in the middle of the plate, and Burleson gets an RBI single. That's a terrible pitch.
Yeah.
You just got to execute better than that. I know as an overall, it's a winning day. Griffin Canning got the win. I don't want to be too But these are mistakes that should not be made by major leaguers. Michael King did it yesterday. 0-2 pitch in the first inning. He hung it right in the guy's eyes, and he singled in the first run of the game. 0-2 pitches are not supposed to be in the middle of the plate, and especially to a guy like Burleson, who now has a 17-game hit streak.
Wow, that's a lot.
Bottom of the sixth, that's it for Griffin Canning, a one-out walk, and they're like, that's it. Yeah. We've had enough.
Yeah.
Look, I'm just going to put it here for Griffin Canning. 4 1/3 innings today, baby steps.
Yeah.
It's something. It was a step in the right direction. He's got to start throwing more strikes. He threw 77 pitches today. 30 of them were balls. That's too much for a major league pitcher. Can't be behind all the time. And if you are, even though you won, you're going to have a record of 1-5 and an ERA of 6.64. You got to start getting ahead of hitters for Griffin Canning. And I think his extended spring training is over. Kyle Hart comes in and picks off the runner, though.
Yeah.
And I got to give a little ding here to Mason Wynn. We see the Padres make these kinds of mistakes. I think when you're losing by 2 runs and you are on first base with a left-handed pitcher like it was, you can't just risk it and go on the first move. And that's what Mason Wynn did. He didn't read that. As soon as Kyle Hart lifted his foot, he took off. Now, if Kyle Hart goes home, you're good.
We saw it the other night.
Right, but if he goes to first, you're dead. And I don't think you can take that chance when you're down 3-1. I thought it was a bad base running play. Padres were able to take advantage of it. And then in the 7th inning, Kyle Hart gets a 1-2-3 inning. First of the series since Monday. By the way, in that 7th inning, Hart grooved one to pinch hitter Jose Fermin. He hit it 390 feet.
Yeah.
Jackson Merrill caught it. Still better than a stupid walk. Let them hit the ball. I hate walks, and it costs you so many games. Let's go to the 9th inning because, there was something before then. This was pretty crazy. You don't see it very often. Bogarts came up with a couple of guys on. They brought that reliever in, Roycroft, who's not even a major leaguer, but they brought him in, and his first pitch clunked off of Bogarts, knocked him down, and then caromed into the catcher, Pajes, and knocked him down.
I think the catcher took the worst.
He did, but both guys were down for a moment.
They were. The catcher was really hurting.
He was stunned, but you don't see one pitch get 2 guys very often.
Never.
But I will tell you, I've seen a video before. You can probably find it on YouTube. I think it honestly was Yu Darvish pitching. He got all 3.
He got the batter, the catcher, and the umpire. That's pretty amazing.
So look it up if you want to get a laugh, but that was a strange one for sure. Look, Jason Adam, I think, is still not Jason Adam yet, but he got Burleson at a hard ground ball. Luckily, it was a double play and got them out of that inning. And then in the 9th inning, you add to the lead, and Duran came up, and I just a quick thing. First guy got on in the 9th inning. Duran was asked to bunt him over, didn't get the bunt down, but then chopped and grounded out, and the runner went to second.
Yeah.
And you could say, well, that's just as good. It is, but for Duran, it's not just as good. Because if he bunts him over, he doesn't get cost an at-bat.
True.
But if you can't get the bunt down, it costs you an at-bat.
And now your average is
your average takes a hit on that. Look, Merrill hits the home run. Tatis knocks in a run. The home plate umpire actually waved off the run that Fernando drove in.
I saw that
because he thought that there was the third out.
I was like, what is going on?
Well, when Fernando was thrown out at second base, that out happened before the run crossed home plate, which would negate the run if Fernando was the third out. But Fernando was only the second out. So the umpire was He forgot.
Okay.
The home plate umpire didn't know how many outs there were.
Thank goodness, because I thought I was crazy.
Home plate umpire had a brain cramp there. And, hey, in the end, we got the win. 3-run 9th inning, by the way, for the Padres. They're now plus 33 run scoring differential in the 9th inning.
More on that when we get back. And you need to tune into the Skraby. I actually got in trouble once when I worked at the bank for looking up a celebrity, and it was totally wrong on my part. Totally wrong.
Looking up their account number?
just I searched her name in the account system. And
Skraby, what is wrong with you?
I was like 19.
You'd be better off.
You would be better.
You'd be better off admitting that you wore your underwear inside out. Frankly,
This guy is just searching up people's accounts.
It only happened that one time because I got caught.
oh,
How did
my
you get caught?
goodness.
The account was flagged, and anybody taking a look at it gets logged. And so I got called into the boss's office like 3 days
What
later.
did that come? I'm sorry, I gotta ask, but nobody's supposed to be doing this preview. What did that conversation? How did it go?
Well,
Like,
Why were you looking up Paris Hilton? Is that who it was?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Oh my goodness.
I can neither confirm. That's really funny, Chris, that you just yelled out that name out of all names.
no.
But I walked in, I got called into the office, and I sat
Oh my
down,
gosh.
and all my boss, I loved her. She was great. Her name was Sharon. Amazing boss. She just slid the piece of paper in front of me,
You knew
said,
what
"Did
time
you
it was.
visit this account?" And I looked. Yeah. She was like, "We're going to have to write you up for this. And if you do it again, we're going to have to fire you." And I said, "I'll never do it again." And I got out of there as soon as possible. I
Damn.
took everything, but it was not good. Not good.
Just curiosity, huh? He's like, I wonder how much they have in their account.
Yeah. I mean, before I got caught, I did look up athletes. And,
Oh my God, I'm so glad you're sitting in this seat now.
Yes, I'm so happy you're not
Freaking
doing any
bank.
job that can be dangerous to people's futures.
this was in the first year that I was there. I learned my lesson
As
thoroughly.
Chris, as I said, as soon as they walked in, there was like,
Yeah,
that's
that
our
window.
guy right there.
That's our window.
We're gonna take
Yeah.
him down.
Yep.
Just lucky I didn't get caught for like. I can't even say. I'll tell you guys off break whose account I saw
He's
and how
diabolical.
much money they had sitting in their checking account.
And this was how long ago, too, by the way?
Ooh, 2009, 10. Way before I became a good person.
Didn't Bank America end up getting in trouble, or was that? Well, it was one of those banks got in trouble.
all of them get in trouble
Yeah.
for selling information, but
I heard folks like you.
I wasn't selling any information. I was just wanting to see what was going
Just
on.
curious.
I didn't check their account activity,
You
which I
just
could
check-
have been like, oh, they bought this here. I'm going to go up there. You know, I'm not that creepy.
Well, that's stock.
Oh yeah, you're not that bad.
I'm not that creepy.
This is amazing, by the way. We're supposed to be doing.
How are we supposed to do baseball picks under
I
these
don't think we can
circumstances?
anymore. I think we gotta push it. You guys never did it? Well, I mean,
No, Skraby, we didn't. We didn't do it.
Really?
okay.
Like you work at a bank, you're looking at people's account information? That's unbelievable.
It only happened for a little bit, and then I got in
Only
trouble.
for a little bit.
I can't stop laughing at this because it is quite hilarious, Skraby.
But you were saying that I may have gotten robbed or whatever. I actually did get robbed when I worked in San Francisco, and they're called quick change artists.
how long did you work in the banking industry?
8 years. I was a teller supervisor when I finished. I was also the merchant teller, which took in around $150,000 in cash a day. Guess what? Always balanced at the end of the day.
Yeah, I bet.
But there was a guy who walked in. He had about $5,000 in hundreds, and he handed it to me. He said, "Can I get 50s for these?" And I said, you know, it's pretty annoying that he wants
$5,000 in hundreds.
in hundreds, and he wanted $5,000 in 50s. He just wanted 50s instead of hundreds. So I had to go get it from the vault. I come back. I'm starting to count it out, and then he's like starting to ask me questions as I'm counting it
He's
out.
trying to miss.
And
I-
then
What did I tell you, Chris? This is what I'm talking
Hey,
about.
That window right there.
Hey, this guy was so good that no one saw it coming. But so when I started getting mad at him because I counted out the 50s, he goes, "What are you doing?" I asked for 20s. And I'm like, what? You did not ask for 20s. You asked for 50s, bro.
Yeah.
I had to go to the vault to get those 50s. And as I was getting all mad and talking to my boss, he took the cash off the counter and put it into this folder that he had on the thing that
The original 5,000 in hundreds.
yeah, well, he kept going like that. And then I was so mad, I just grabbed it and I threw it in my drawer. And then he was like, "You know what? I'm out of here." And he walked out. And
How
then at
much
the end
did
of the
he get from
day,
you?
$3,000.
He got an extra 3 on you.
$3,000. Yeah, he got
See,
$3,000.
The thing about criminals like that, they can sniff out a mark really easy.
I've
He and the Skrabinators will take over from 6 to 7, the Chronicles.
No Skrello tonight.
No Skrello tonight. I'm going to get out of here. And, I'm going to honor our guy, Chemo Jenkins, down at KSON. Long time Hall of Fame type, radio broadcaster, DJ on our sister station, KSON. I mean, he's been doing it for a long time.
I think he told me today 40 years.
He's always been great, and he's one of the nicest guys ever, and he's having a going away little get-together today because he's retiring next month.
The saddest part about this whole thing is, and I think you know where I'm going to go with this, but it's not about Chemo leaving. It's about his dog not being.
He had the
here
best
anymore.
dog. Angie's the best dog.
I love
and
Angie.
Angie would come to all the shows and hang out, and she'd come down to our studio and
just
walk around in here. And we're gonna miss Angie. Chemo, we could care less.
Yeah,
but
just send Angie back.
Yeah, right. Yeah, if you want to go retire, do that, but make sure Angie gets over here.
Yes.
So I'm gonna head over and honor Chemo a little bit, but
he was telling me about the differences in radio over the years.
Yeah.
I cannot even imagine what radio was like pre-internet. I can't even imagine how you even do your shows. Like,
you mean without the internet?
Without the internet. Like, I have no idea how.
Sports talk was a totally different
beast because you had to have the knowledge ready to go and you had to have your stuff.
You did. And if you didn't have it, we used to bring magazines in.
Yeah,
I had an encyclopedia baseball that sat on the desk so I could look in there for stuff. You had pro football references. You had, we had in the back at the old 690, the original sports thing back in the 90s, we had every team's media guide in every sport going back like 5 or 10 years.
That's crazy.
So if you needed, if somebody said, hey, can you look up something with the, the Tigers in 1991, we could go back to the media guide and we'd have it. And for that matter, teams put out media guides.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as a media guide. Have you seen one recently?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they put it online somewhere.
Yeah, they sent it to you in a PDF format.
Yes, right. It's not an actual booklet. Anyway, yes, things have changed a lot. But the one thing that's biggest change from Chemo, and you ought to ask him about this, which he probably doesn't, publicize as much. Chemo's, gotten up there and he's been around for 40 years. He's got the, graying hair and the nice short cropped hairstyle. Chemo's long black hair used to hang all the way down his back.
Really?
Yeah.
I know.
Can you picture that?
No, I cannot.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah, get in on that one next time you see Chemo. But it's exciting, and we wish him the best, and we'll all miss him. And I know if you listen to any part of KSON ever and do some country music stuff, you'll miss Chemo as well.
Yes, you will.
All right, happy hour time for us, and we always loved relaxing here and talking about our friends at GL Pools, the company trusted by thousands of San Diegans to keep their pools sparkling, swim ready, and expertly maintained. Call GL Pools now and say radio for a free month of service. Padres 6, Cardinals 1. As I said earlier, this is the way it was supposed to look this season. 14 hits, 3 for Fernando, 2 RBIs, 3 for Jackson Merrill, a home run, 2 RBIs. Both guys stole a base. That's kind of production we were hoping to get more than like once a month.
Yeah.
Samad Taylor was in there again with a couple of runs scored and a walk and a hit. And Manny drove in a run and he had a double. Bogey had a couple of hits. Will Wagner, who I guess is going to just lead us to the promised land. He's started every game since he's been here, has he not?
It seems
maybe
like
all but one.
I don't want to. It seems like we're attacking him, but I don't understand.
Right, I don't mean to attack Will Wagner, but I don't get why he's just all of a sudden being looked upon as a savior.
He's playing third base. He's playing second base. He's DHing.
He bats fourth. He bats fifth. He bats eighth. He bats against lefties, righties. He's more of an everyday player than practically even Sheets is.
Yeah, which I don't. I don't get it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what they love. Will Wagner. He was 1 for 3 today. He's hitting 278.
How much if he gets on base? Go
sure. I like getting on base. I'm not wrong. I'm not picking on him, but I'm agreeing with you. I don't understand what he has done in the past to warrant this kind of belief.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
I don't know.
But hopefully he'll just keep, getting the job done, because it looks like he's going to keep being in the lineup. By the way, and I don't know if anybody asked Stammen about this, but he had said earlier this week that today was going to be the debut of the new catcher. And correct me if what's his Hart? Not Hunt. Hunt. Thank you. Yeah, sorry about that. But the new catcher, Hunt, who came up for Fermin, because this is the third game in 3 days, day game after a night game. And Craig Stammen said, hey, we're going to, see what this kid's got. Well, he didn't see what the kid had. Duran played today for the third straight game. I don't know if there was a change and why there would have been. Like, if you want to take a look at the guy, why didn't we look at him?
Yeah, I didn't see anything.
I don't know if anybody asked Stammen about that.
What? Someone did ask him, because Ben and Woods had Craig Stammen on the show this morning, and it's for the management report presented by CCC. Let me start this over, Chris. Earlier this morning, Craig Stammen, the manager of the Padres, joined Ben and Woods for the management report presented by SDCCU. It's not big bank banking, it's better. Something that you talked about yesterday or the day before, maybe a new voice for hitters. Ben and Woods actually asked Craig Stammen if it's time for a new voice for the hitters, and here's what he had to say.
No, I don't think that makes no sense to me, in my opinion. I think the hitters are the ones taking that bats on the field. They've got to figure it out. We've got a veteran clubhouse. Those guys know what they've got to do to be able to hit. Our hitting coaches are doing a great job. They have worked their tails off. They're coming up with new ideas every day, new ways to say things. And so far, we just haven't found the correct formula. And it isn't anything like in the past when we have hitting. The message is very similar, has been very similar at times to that. And so I don't think it's the messaging nor the work that they're putting in. I think it's just we got to figure out a way to get it done in the game. And it's easier said than done, but that's the bottom line, is we got to be able to get it done. And if we're not getting it done, fine, we can answer those types of questions. But, I'm not one to, make adjustments this early in the season or this quickly. It's just not to that point.
All right. Well said. He's got a little more patience than I do. But I get it. He's right there with these guys in the trenches every day. He sees the work they're putting in. I have no doubt they're putting in the work.
Oh, yeah.
So I like the question as it was worded, which is, do you need guys to work harder, or do you need maybe a different voice? Because I think that is something that you can ask.
Yeah.
And Craig Stammen says no. So that's going to be the answer.
That is going to be the answer.
Yeah. So hopefully there'll be more days like this where you get 14 hits and everybody's in on it. And if there are more days like this, there'll be less questions like that.
Correct.
Very
and
simple.
I heard from Craig Stammen yesterday before the game that he was actually putting more of the blame on the offense. He said, hey, we got to get going, and these guys have to get going. He took a little bit of a more stern approach to this whole thing and put a lot of it on the team, which I did like. So maybe he is kind of getting into that mode as manager, where
there's nothing wrong with expecting your guys to do the job.
Absolutely not.
Nothing wrong with that. And we've talked about him, hopefully holding these guys accountable. Manny, you're hitting 177. Let's go.
Yeah.
That's
still crazy to me.
Still crazy that's his average. I had one thing on Stammen, though.
What's that?
Remember, he went out and argued the other day and got thrown out of the game, and he put his hand over there.
Yeah.
John Boy read it anyway.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. So if you want to hear everything Craig Stammen said in his when he got ejected in Washington, was it Washington? No.
No, it was Baltimore.
Thank you, Baltimore. When he got ejected in Baltimore and he put his hand over his mouth, John Boy decoded all of it anyway.
Ben Woods asked him about that too. If you want to hear,
sure.
Here's what Craig Stammen, because he doesn't. That's the whole thing. Is that before the year even started, he said he doesn't want John Boy breaking down his stuff.
Yeah, well, John Boy's doing it.
I have watched the video, and I got some friends over there that work with John Boy, and they kind of sent it to me ahead of time, and is this accurate? And I gave him back it's 80% accurate, and I said I'm fine with it. Don't worry about it. So, you know what? It's fun, and I think fans enjoy it. It's what we miss a little bit about the game is that umpire manager interaction. There's not a lot of that anymore, just based on all the challenge rules and different things. But I knew I knew deep down it was probably going to be unavoidable. I did my best. I hid some of the words from my family and my kids, hopefully. But that video will probably live on forever. I'm going to have to explain it. So
it will.
It's part of the job. It's part of the job. And
there you go. There you go.
Yeah, John Boy doesn't miss anything. And I get why Craig doesn't want it out there. He's got kids. He doesn't want them to see their father out there saying a whole lot of bad words, which is what he's saying.
Yeah, I mean, it does sound.
They were bad words. So
they were bad words.
There's no other description.
It's giving me not just the John Boy thing, but I'm learning more about Craig Stammen, and he does have that side to him where he can turn on the "I'm going to destroy you" kind of guy.
How about just John Boy?
What about
whoever that is? Is that the name of a person? Is that the name of the website?
Don't know.
Is it the name of the?
I actually don't know. I think it's their. I don't know.
My point being, John Boy has become like an adjective now. You got John Boyd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like this is a guy sitting around one day, figured out that he can read lips and turn that into something.
Well, I think he started with the trash can with the Astros. He was the one who kind of developed the video.
Whatever he did, he's provided a service. He's provided a service that we didn't know we needed.
Correct.
Because for how many years did we not have that?
Forever.
But now we have it, and we're like, how did we live without it?
And now it's really funny.
And whenever there's any kind of an argument or anything happens on a field of play, if John Boy doesn't break it down, we're disappointed.
He's also people are asking him to break down other stuff, not just sports, because he's so good at it.
Well, he is what he is. I don't know if you ever saw the Seinfeld episode with the when Jerry was dating the deaf ball girl at
I have not seen that.
Oh yeah, he went to the U.S. Open tennis, and the linesman. He wanted to get to know the linesman because she was attractive, and he went over to kind of hit on her a little bit, and she didn't look at him, and he got all upset, and he's like, "Oh, you're so big over there," and he goes, "What are you, deaf?" And she goes, "Yeah." So anyway, starts going out with her. George is in the middle of a breakup with somebody, doesn't know why the person broke up with him, so George tells Jerry, hey, maybe we can use her to read lips.
Oh, gosh, George.
But the classic scene is when they're in the restaurant and George and Jerry are talking about using her services in front of her, but they don't want her to know that. So George and Jerry are covering their face and trying to pretend like they're – and it's very Stammen-like.
Yeah.
They're covering
the beginning of it?
Right, trying to make sure nobody can read their lips. And George is like, I don't know, Jerry, trying to do all these crazy. It's very funny.
That show's great.
And then, they go to the party and she helps break it down for George. And anyway, so the John Boy experience, Seinfeld was in on it many years ago. We'll take a break. More Gwynn and Chris ahead. An update on the College World Series. We might be close to a couple of finalists in Omaha, and more on the World Cup as we roll on.
If you
Omaha. Now we're not changing plans. We're checking in on what's going on in Omaha. Aha, I got you.
I get it. I was like,
yeah.
Wait a second. Why are we? What? Huh?
Yeah, College World Series action. It's been pretty good. Some of the games have been a little one-sided, I will say.
Yeah.
But North Carolina going to be in the finals. They took out West Virginia today, 12-7. So Carolina will be in the final series, best of 3, and they will play either third-ranked Georgia or unranked Oklahoma. It looks like they're going to play unranked Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Oklahoma's in the winner's bracket. Georgia needs to beat them twice, including tonight. But Georgia's not beating them tonight. Oklahoma's ahead 4-0 in the 4th inning. So could be North Carolina and Boomer Sooner for the college baseball championship this year. I used to dream about playing in the College World Series.
Is that right?
Well, when I played at San Diego State, I know, it's a while ago.
If I could turn back time.
But when I was there, Skraby, thanks to guys like Tony Gwynn and many others who were great players, Bobby Meacham and Al Newman and all kinds of other guys that were sensational and would be, a lot better than I ever was. We got really close to the World Series like twice.
Wow, that's cool.
So we just didn't get there. Jim Dietz, I thought that was kind of the one thing that he was always missing out. He just never, and it was like tantalizingly close there for 5 or 6 years. San Diego State baseball was a top 10 program in baseball then. So we just were close, and we would always lose to Fullerton, and then Fullerton ended up winning, I think, 3 World Series.
Yeah, they were good. I mean, I don't honestly.
Yes, they were good.
Really know when they won them. But.
Yeah, they won them back then in the early 80s and things like that. Mark Kotze played at Cal State Fullerton, among others. But, Cal State Fullerton always got where we thought we should have been. And so it just didn't happen. But now I don't really dream of going to the College World Series. I really wouldn't be eligible.
Do you dream of wearing this hat?
Oh, Skraby, you're speaking my language. Thank now.
You. Because you can get this Western Snapback hat presented by Petco Monday, June 22nd at 6:40 p.m. The first 40,000. Wait, it says Monday, June 22nd at 6:40 p.m. And then it says on Monday, June 22nd at 7:10 p.m.
I bet it's a 7:10.
It's the 7:10 because they're playing the Braves.
Yeah.
And it's an ESPN game. So 7:10, first 40,000 fans in attendance receive a stylish Western Snapback hat presented by Petco. This chic hat, Chris, is perfect for topping off your fit and showing your Padres pride. For more information, visit padres.com/giveaways. And by the way, next weekend is the last weekend the Dodgers are going to be in San Diego this year, unless they play in the playoffs. But this is their last
Major League Baseball
series for the Padres. So you got to make sure you do that on Fridays. Arrive early, party in the park, $5 drinks, live music. Sundays there's Kid Fest with family-friendly fun like inflatables, balloons. Padres.com/tickets and also Padres.com/giveaways for your Western Snapback hat.
All right. So the bottom line next week is a big week at Petco. Got the Braves, best team in baseball, and the Dodgers, also best team in baseball. They're both coming in next week.
Yeah.
Before that, Padres will be in Texas this weekend. The birth of Slam Diego. Let's
maybe
hope
some
that we
magic
maybe a little magic will reappear there in that regard.
The chat has a question for you.
It is.
What number did you wear in college? You can't remember?
It's like 34.
Is there a picture of you out there?
No.
Oh, okay.
They didn't have.
They didn't have cameras back then.
Yeah, you remember the bed? In the Flintstones where they do the bed ride.
Yeah. They chisel
the photo.
Oh, okay. I do get that. Yeah. All right.
I don't. Yeah.
You don't remember?
Not really. Some reason I remember I'm 19 in high school, but I didn't have the glory number.
You were 19. That's kind of interesting with you going on to play with Tony Gwynn Sr.
Tony did not wear 19 at San Diego State.
What was his
Tony
number?
Gwynn, senior, wore 28 at San Diego State.
That is very strange.
That's strange. Chris Gwynn, I think, wore 19. I don't know. It's a long time ago in a galaxy.
Yeah, I can't find
far
any of your stuff.
What else are we? Tomorrow's the parade.
Oh, yes.
And how many people do you think are going to be there? Like, how many they're predicting? Like
Million.
8 million?
Millions.
Like
Millions.
the island, New York City population of New York City in 2026 is 8.58 million people. Okay, I'm reading that right here. Will there be more people than that somehow jam their way into Lower Manhattan tomorrow?
I feel like there will
be part of that parade.
I feel like there will be.
I think like they could, yeah.
Here's the, here's the thing about parades that we don't think about.
Okay.
Safety. And the NYPD is thinking about safety here, Chris. The New York Police Department is deploying 10,000 officers.
Yeah.
To make sure this parade goes on without any incident. And I appreciate this.
It just says here that they're expecting more than 1 million.
That's still a ton of people.
8 million.
That's a ton of people.
It says here more than 1 million are expected to attend the Knicks' historic ticker tape parade. It's being billed as the largest in New York City's history. 10,000 officers, as you said. Largest police deployment for any event in the city's history. Parade will start at 10 a.m. New York time, 7 a.m. here if you want to watch it. I believe NBA Network is carrying it.
Oh, okay. They're going from, I'm not really familiar with the areas in New York, but Bowling Green, a park in New York's financial district.
Battery Park.
Oh, it says
I don't know where you're getting Bowling Green
That's
from.
what it says. It says the parade will kick off at 10 a.m. near Bowling Green, a park in New York's financial district, where the route will continue north along Broadway until it reaches City Hall, where Mayor Zoran Mondami will present the Knicks' keys to the city. They're having a great time, though. We just saw them on the Yankees game.
They're
making the
Cup
rounds
yesterday.
They're making the rounds.
Yeah, they went to the World Cup yesterday, and they're like, ugh, do we have to be like here and nothing happening?
Oh, you're making fun of the pace of the game.
The pace of soccer.
I thought you meant they just didn't want to go because they've been doing a million things since they won.
Yeah. I will say the stars are coming out, though, in the World Cup. Yeah, Messi had a hat trick last night.
Yep.
Apparently, he's the only guy like in the world that can kick the ball into the net. You know what I mean? Now, he's not, but how is it that he gets 3 goals every game and no one else can get one?
I think that's an easy answer.
You know,
He's just that good.
I guess, right? He had a hat trick. The score was 3-0, and he had them all.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about Mbappe.
Yes.
Yesterday for France had 2, including a shot from 45 yards out, which I believe they call a cracker.
I'm sorry?
A cracker. Ask the soccer fans. It was a cracker of a shot.
A cracker of a shot.
He crushed that ball into the upper left corner. A real cracker.
Oh, yeah, here it is. In British English, cracker is the exclamation of approval similar to great or fantastic.
Yeah.
When paired with shot, it describes a skillful, accurate, or spectacular attempt.
Yeah.
All right,
a cracker.
I never heard.
How about me knowing that?
That's pretty good. He said he scored with a cracker of a shot from midfield.
He did. He had 2. Harry Kane, who's another pretty popular name in the world of soccer,
definitely,
scored 2 today for England as the jolly old Brits beat whoever they played 4-2.
Croatia?
Was it?
I think it may have been.
Struggling to remember every single game that's being played, but I do know that the United States is back in action Friday against the Aussies.
In Seattle, right?
Oi. Yes, that'll be in Seattle. I think the Aussies won their first match, so this will be a big showdown.
Barn burner.
I'm hoping that the USA comes back with another one like the first one. I know it's hard to do, but I think people are kind of excited after that first one. So you want to build the enthusiasm.
Yeah, I know I am.
All right, more Gwynn and Chris. We still got a little ways to go.
We got a big 5.
Oh, that's right. We haven't even done that yet.
No.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Ben and
All right, first pitch. All right, first pitch coming up. Blake Dunn getting ready to hit. And we're
That's
underway.
the ball.
Gets him to chase after that one. Right through there for a strike.
Really
Ball,
good
that's
take,
up.
especially with 2 strikes.
And that
Ball.
is downstairs. And that's ball 3. That's foul off to the right side. Keeps the AB going. Swings and misses. 1 away. Here's the lineup for the Reds. This is an offense, Chris, that's having a hard time scoring runs right now.
Yeah, sometimes things just aren't going to click, and unfortunately what happens is players press, they try to do a little bit more, and they get out of their game. You've got to let the game come to you. If you chase it, it's going to run from you. So this is a team that just needs to calm down, relax, and understand that they're going to come out of this.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row. Now he's challenging the called strike.
Well, there appears to be no problem settling in on the mound out there today. It looks pretty tough to start this one, punching out the first 2 hitters of this ball game. And somebody's going to have to put the bat on the ball, put it in play, and get something going.
Sal Stewart, the next to hit, takes outside. That one close, ruled a ball. And the count is 2-0. Tap foul at the plate. 2 down, nobody on. Just
No, that
missed.
That's a ball.
Now a pop-up on the infield. Tatis. And that is that. Fernando Tatis Jr. to hit here. He's already set a new career best for stolen bases in a season, Chris. High fly ball down the left field line. Bleday going back. Makes the catch up against the wall in foul territory. Let's take a look at the Padres lineup. And so far this year, this has not been a very good offense.
Well, in this day and age, if you can't slug and get on base, that OPS has to be at a certain level. If you're going to produce runs, give your pitchers an opportunity as they're facing tough offenses as well.
Fly ball, pretty well struck right field. Carrying well. Out of here. A solo shot. The Padres score first. It's 1-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead.
1 down. Next for the Padres, Ty France. Rips one to left. That's a base hit. And the Padres have a man aboard with 1 out.
Batting fourth. The third baseman,
Nice line drive to the pull side right there, but he didn't spin off of it. That's the key. You still have to extend through the baseball in order to hit a line drive like that.
Manny Machado up to the plate. Swings and misses and 1 down below the zone. On a line, and that's got extra bases written all over it. Flying around third is France. The relay to the plate. He'll score easily. It's 2-0.
Picks himself up an RBI.
All right, first pitch coming up. Blake Dunn getting ready to hit. And we're
That's the
underway.
ball.
Gets him to chase after that one. Right through there for a strike.
We have a legendary presence.
Yes, we do.
Joining us in studio. Yeah, I know. He's over there out there. Yeah, he just walked by.
Yeah, Joe's legend.
We're so happy that Ted Leitner is dropping by here for a moment to chat with us. Sir, I understand that you are now in the podcast business. Welcome to the newfangled world in which we are all trying to live in.
It's fascinating because all the time that you and I have been in broadcasting, and in terms of learning, and you used to one-man band. I saw you in Vegas doing Aztec basketball, and you were the engineer, you were the producer, you were the broadcaster. I did that one time in my life in 1978 at the University of San Francisco. And I got knocked off the air.
It didn't go well.
It did not go well.
A lot.
And I told the management guys, I said, you have to understand me. My brain does not work mathematically, financially, or when it comes to technology. And I'm not trying to get out of work. It's no big deal to have an extra suitcase. I'll do it. And I got knocked off the air, and we missed most of the game. I said, the advertisers, this is not smart.
You need somebody to plug me in.
You have to have somebody with me. And so they traveled somebody with me for decades. And then they had, for the last 10 years, they hired somebody at each city for $500 to be the engineer and producer, whatever. So that's what, and I didn't understand any about technology and broadcasting then. I just talked into this microphone thing and it came out at the other end. Now with the podcast, I have no idea about Zoom, how any of it works. So I'm so dependent on engineers, people with engineer-type brains.
Yeah.
It's a respect. And you know what my theory is, Chris? It's always Larry Himmel, may he rest in peace, at Channel 8, used to say to me, man, you're terrific. I don't believe how you do the sports, yada, yada, yada. Larry, you know what my test is always? Can you do my job, and can I do the other person's job? Now, you fill in on sports occasionally for me, but if I had to fill in on your Biff and Skippy, whatever it's called, TV show,
Larry Himmel was a genius.
I couldn't act my way out of a paper sack. I would be so stiff and just crappy, and I could not. You're a stand-up comic at the comedy clubs in San Diego. I could not do that.
That takes talent.
That takes the talent.
Yes.
The difference between the men and the boys gets separated right there. And so, Larry, you could do my job. I cannot do your job. So I have more respect for you than you should have for me. And that's always been my test about those in broadcasting.
Well, it's a good test.
Or any other job.
It's a good test, but I want to just say that a lot of people could do your job. They couldn't have done it as well as you've done it. Let me just add, let me throw that in. I could have stood there in the studio at Channel 8 with no script and somehow got the sports report in.
Sure you could.
But it wouldn't have been as funny as the kind of stuff you used to give us every night.
Thank you.
All right, so now you're podcasting, and now you're speaking to people, and they now can download you, and they can, chop up what you say, and they can hear it all over the world
and
now.
I don't have any idea why or how.
And you don't know how it's working.
No idea.
But I know that people are going to find your podcast. You and Laz are doing this, right?
Jim Laszlo, one of the greats of all time.
I think, to hear the two of you just kind of go on. I mean, give me just a little idea. Are you doing sports is probably the center of it?
Sports is
but I imagine you're branching out.
No, I did a comment at the beginning. I don't know what it was about Trump. About 20 seconds, and then we did sports the entire rest of the time.
Okay.
And that was the same thing. We did not even one political comment last week. I find it to be, because on X, when I did not have any other employers left, when I basically lost all my jobs.
Yeah, good for you. It's hard to lose that many jobs. You got to be darn good, to do that.
You must be consistent.
Yeah.
And I eventually lost the ball. But it wasn't for something I did. It was a matter of age and eyesight and stuff like that. So when I stopped having the Padres and Aztecs as my employers, that would get a lot of heat if I did politics.
Yes, you threw a few things out there.
Right.
And I want to thank you for the entertainment, because I would read the comments.
I hope so.
The comments,
I just felt, and I've never done it before. I've been on X for, I don't know how, 2 decades or more.
Right.
I've never done political stuff. Not a word.
Yeah.
I'm not a political commentator. I'm not a political expert, but I thought I am a United States citizen. And so I thought I cannot stay silent while what is happening to my country
is happening to have an
country.
Opinion. But they feel like they have an opinion, and let's not go too far down that road. But
that's what I'm saying.
What I want to say, though, is one of the arguments against people like you or even me or anyone in our position, if we say something politic related or write it on, people say, you guys need to stay in your lane. You guys are sports guys.
If I had $1,
right?
And I don't mean $10. If I had $1 for
people
every
say that
post,
all the time. But what gives then anybody a right to comment on it?
Let me tell you something. This is not to you. This is anybody listening.
Okay.
My lane and your lane encompasses, I'll say it again, United States citizen.
I think
it
so.
is your duty to speak out. It is your duty to criticize the government. It is your duty to criticize the people in the government that you don't think are doing what they were elected to do. And I think this is the first time. This is not Republican, Democrat.
I agree.
This is not conservative, liberal. This is a threat to the Constitution of the United States. The Bible is not the law of the land here. It's not the sacred document. It's a sacred document, but we don't go by the Bible. There are those people who don't abide by the Bible, live by the Bible. The Constitution since day one has been the book, the Bible, the Constitution of the United States. When it is being abridged, attacked, destroyed,
challenged
every other hour, for God's sakes.
All right, but that's it. Stay in your lane.
Right.
Get back in your lane.
To say to somebody, get back in your lane. Nobody. Let me tell you what you can do. My lane, just like your lane, encompasses everything involving the country that gave me this great life and gave me this great career and these great children, and I will not be silent, because those who have been silent in history 100 years later sit around and say,
should have said something.
How did it happen here?
Should have said
How did it happen here? How come nobody spoke up? What the hell was wrong with you people? And it'll be our kids and grandkids asking us in my age group, what the hell was wrong with you people? You saw what was going on, and it was being nodded by those in Congress. It was being winked at. Okay, not okay. So this is not politics. This is the survival of our democracy and the men who died with the women to make it free and to keep it free. So I had to speak out on X. I don't regret it. They beat the living hell out of me with, I'll never listen to you again. I used to like you and yada, yada, yada. I've had my career, and I appreciate your support, all of you. When I had that career, God bless you. But to be silent with what's going on, not a chance.
Ted Leitner never has been silent, and that is why I think most of us, we love you. And there are going to always be detractors from everything. We know this.
Always. You can't make everybody happy, and I'm not trying to make anybody happy.
But what you should just tell everybody
I'm scared, that's all, for my country.
What you should tell everybody who says you should stay in their lane, you should just say, I don't give a frosty crank.
That's true.
That was my all-time favorite line, no matter what the circumstances.
I used to say that at a radio station when you were a mere boy.
Yes. Where did you even? Where did you? Did somebody invent that, or did you pick it up somewhere?
I just said it. I got to be honest with you. I don't give a big frosty crank. What you think? It was on a talk show, typical talk show. I have no idea what a crank is or what a frosty crank is.
Don't know either.
But I really don't. You always try to listen to the other people and want their opinion. But when their opinion is so contradicted by what's absolutely happening, then I'm sorry. I will not allow my granddaughters to be in a dictatorship. I will not, or my grandsons. And what everybody thinks of me now or doesn't think of me now, every one of us needs to speak up.
Ted Leitner, we brought you on to talk about like the Padres and some of this important stuff, like NASCAR coming to town. Did you ever imagine you'd see that in San Diego?
I honestly did not. I happen to think it's huge.
Right?
I happen to think it's enormous.
It should be fun. Yeah.
I am not a big horse racing fan.
Okay.
And I am not a big car racing fan. My theory was always, if you can't interview the winner,
the horse,
then
it's no good.
If you can't interview the winner, then it's really not a sport. It's an exhibition, and you can call it many other things, but you can't interview Secretariat, and you can't interview the winning car by Mario Andretti back in the old days, or somebody more modern. And I've always thought that. But the spectacle is simply spectacular, if that's not redundant.
It's going to be crazy at Coronado NASCAR, this weekend.
You get those kind of races in your city. It's like having a National Football League franchise. We had it. We lost it. If you pick up a NASCAR and stuff like that, That's big time. Big time. Great for the city.
And you are a New Yorker originally, or
Yes.
at heart. Much of your life, early stages were New York. So your Knicks, or the Knicks, win. You kind of know what it'll be like tomorrow there. But I bring it up because every time there's a parade like this, I still get sad that we haven't had ours.
I understand.
You know what I mean? I know the Knicks have waited 53 years.
Yes, they have.
We've waited longer, and there's no end in sight potentially.
And Padres in 84 were very good.
Mm-hmm.
Padres in 98 were excellent, as Mr. Burns would say.
Yeah.
Excellent. But the Yankees were better.
Yeah.
And the Tigers were a generational team that was 45-5.
I know.
One day to the last day, leading, they were better than the Padres. So we got there twice, not able to get it done. The Knicks were great. Not good. Great at the late 60s, early 70s, into 73.
Yeah.
That was a championship opportunity then, and they didn't get it done. The Lakers were a big nemesis, without any question. And so that was a problem, I think, for them. When you're talking about Walt Frazier, Clyde Frazier, and Earl the Pearl Monroe, and Willis Reed, Dave DeBusschere, Bill Bradley. These are all Hall of Famers.
How about being able to name the entire starting five of a team that played 56 years ago, and you just did it with ease?
I just did. They were so great. They were so great. Well, it's fascinating, Chris, about them, having been in New York and Marv Albert. And another New Yorker who was just mesmerized by those Knicks teams. That's where he started.
Yeah.
On doing the Knicks. And I asked him one time, where did yes come from?
Right.
The greatest basket call of all time.
Pretty good.
And Marv said, Mendy Rudolph, the official, would go by my table to go to the scorer's table to make the call. 23 on a push. Yes. When he pointed
count the basket.
Count the basket.
He wouldn't say
count
yes.
It.
So he took this from a referee.
And Marv thought, yes, that's a nice call. I like that. And
he took it from a referee.
As Paul Harvey would say, the rest of the story.
The rest of the story.
And he had that. Which I thought was really neat. But that team was so great. But the fascinating part is that they did not get along.
Oh, those Knicks teams in those days.
Those Knicks teams, the joke was 11 players, 11 cabs to Madison Square Garden.
Did not know
for the home games.
Yeah.
But click. You heard that horn? And those guys played basketball the way it was invented. Pass, move it, screen, do everything for your teammate. And you don't want to like them, don't like them later. Don't go out to drink with them. And by God, they did not. They did not. Many of those early 2000 Dodger teams were like that. The Dick Williams early A's teams that won the 3 World Series in a row, they were like that. But the Knicks, gosh, did they play basketball.
The thing that was cool about those Knicks that people don't, I'm trying to even, it's 56 years ago that they won, and 70, 73, 53 years ago.
Right.
The coach was Red Holtzman.
Right.
The player was Phil Jackson, who learned from Red Holtzman, who then brought it on to the next thing, which was the Bulls and all of that, which Steve Kerr brought.
Triangle offense.
Yes. Same.
He put in, and this guy named
Isn't
Michael
it
Jordan.
Crazy?
Oh,
it's crazy what happened 40 years later, and it can be traced back to that Knick team.
No question.
So
exactly where it started. That backup center, the backup to Willis Reed.
Phil
Turns out to be one of the great coaches. And
gangly forward from North Dakota.
That's it. And gets to date Dr. Buss's wife.
Oh, yeah. He ended up with Jeannie.
Yeah, he sure did. And ended up, so great term. He'd be thrilled to hear that. She would too.
Ted Leitner, your podcast is what's it called?
I actually got
for
it
those
right
who
here.
need
It's
to know.
Leitner and Laz.
Yes.
Leitner and Laz. And how is Laz?
Laz is great.
I haven't run into him in ages. Is he still a Coronado Islander?
He's a Coronado Island.
Yeah.
He and Susan have been married 5-0 as of last
Wow.
weekend. It's a big 50 years.
Yeah.
50 years. They met at Penn State. And another one of the great Penn State players. We had Richie Orenberger. Same thing.
My favorite, I have a lot of favorite Jim Lazovic ones, but the one I remind him of as a Dolphin fan was that he was on the field for the famous hook and lateral touchdown.
Sure.
And he always says to me, that was a professional team. We should have never allowed that to happen.
Understand.
He always takes that as a moment of not pride.
It's the kind of thing you
but they did win the game, so that was a good thing for them.
a couple of times in an entire camp.
Should never let a
and
team
you put
do
it
that.
on the shelf.
Yeah.
And if somebody uses it, you're still surprised.
Still surprised.
Yeah, no question.
But Laz, and you brought Laz into the world of media, did you not, or helped? I mean, he was your guy at Channel 8 when you were there. He started with you.
We just discussed that because I would make comments like Howard Cosell did back then when he called it the jockocracy. and they're coming in and taking all the jobs and yada, yada, yada. But I would say to people, no. Play-by-play jobs are one thing, but a color analyst, you telling me that Jim Laszlovic, Richie Ornberger can't break that stuff down because they actually played? It's 1,000 to 1 how much better they are than the rest of us.
Right.
And I played some football in high school. I thought I played it pretty well, but I don't know squat compared to a guy who played at Penn State in the National Football League, which is the case for Richie and for Jim. So they could add so much. And the bottom line, they can always add, we had a situation like that. A game against so-and-so back in 19 whatever, and I remember so-and-so did this. They take you right to the huddle. They take you right to the game. I can't do that. We can't do that. They have a very big, important function when they do that, and they're terrific. They're not all great as analysts, and their voices are not all great and so forth, and so they get the better ones. And Tom Brady's wasn't great early on. He's very, very good now. So I didn't worry about that part of the jockocracy, but our news director came to me and said, look, Jim Laszlovic? Good relationship? Absolutely. I think the fans love him. Everybody will love him. The media loves him. He said, well, I'm thinking of hiring him, but I won't hire him if you don't want him to be our weekend sports guy. He gave me that courtesy. I said, he's fine. Great guy. Hire him. So I did kind of help him come into the world. Dr. Leitner did birth Jim Laszlovic to bring him into this world, and he had a great career at NBC. Great career.
My first radio job was as an intern for the company across the street, and I worked at Chargers Radio, and Jim Laszlovic was the host of the pregame show, so he was my first host that I worked with.
Yep. There are certain guys.
Couldn't be, by the way, as nice as you are, and you and the ref. Laz is another level of just a wonderful guy. Like none of us are that wonderful.
No,
really.
It's the old Clint Eastwood. I forget which movie. Man's got to know his limitations. I know mine. And when I meet a Laz and a guy like that,
just a great guy.
Other players through the years, so blessed in Philadelphia with the Eagles and here with the Chargers, Aztecs, and whatever. And I say, wow, what a terrific guy.
He's a great guy.
And I know that I'm type A. I get grumpy and I get angry and I get worried and all this other stuff, and he's just amazing. Like if you made him if Dr. Frankenstein made him in a laboratory, I want this and I want that. I want easygoing, great husband, great father, and that Laz is one of those guys. It's wonderful.
I'm not as nice as Laz, and will never claim to be.
I am not as nice as Laz. No chance in the world.
All right, listen to Ted's and Laz's podcast. I'm sure you can find it wherever podcasts are. You can come in and join us and rant and rave anytime.
Thank
Ted.
you, sir. I appreciate it.
We'd love to have you. That's it for us. But Skraby's going to carry on for an hour.
Yes, I am.
With the Skraby Chronicles, and then we're back tomorrow at 2 on Gwynn and Chris. Have a great rest of your night, everyone.
Bye.